Hey everyone, I'm Joseph.
And I'm David.
And we just watched
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spoiler Edition.
All in your face. Alright everyone, so if you've seen the last video, you know how I felt about it. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I just don't think it's up to par with the first one. But let's get my boy David's ideas and thoughts on it before we jump into the whole spoiler bonanza.
And it is a bonanza, I'm telling you. I really enjoyed the movie, just like my boy Joe here. But to piggyback on what he said, I believe it doesn't come close to the first movie. The first movie was a lot of fun. The first movie there wasn't a lot of spoilers, sorry. A lot of emotion, a lot of this and this. You know, it was more of a Marvel space opera.
Exactly.
But with 70s music as opposed to the great John Williams.
Yeah.
Other than that, it seems like every movie Marvel is putting out, we're saying this is the best Marvel movie. I don't think it is, but top 5? Yeah, without a doubt. But below the first Guardians, obviously.
Alright everyone, so like I said, I do agree with him with his thoughts and idea of the movie. But let's jump into the spoilers. Let's start with the story. David, what you think?
I thought the story was good. I thought, we've been getting hints at who Peter's dad is and who Kurt Russell, and I mean, when he was first cast, it was like, oh, Kurt Russell he's gotta be Jason of Spartax.
He's Snake Plissken, bro.
But that didn't happen. Obviously, he was Ego, and props to James Gunn for the simple fact that he brought in Ego, the Living Planet. I mean, who does that? James Gunn does, obviously. I mean, that's like, I don't know what that's like. I mean, that would be the equivalent of having Unicron in a movie. You're gonna keep that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be the equivalent of having Unicron in a movie, and I don't think that's happening. We're not doing Transformers, but I thought the story was really good. We all saw the Gamora, Peter Quill thing happening. I don't personally like it. I like it better when Gamora is just a savage killer, kind of like her sister Nebula. Just saying. And I like that better. I like Drax I do like Drax with the family thing. I love seeing Mantis. Mantis is a very, very powerful character. They softened her up like they've softened every female character up. Not just this movie, but in the entire Marvel universe. Other than that, the story was good. It was a little all over the place. To be quite honest, I mean, the last movie really flowed. It really flowed. We started here, we transitioned well, the next thing we were here. In this movie, it seemed like we started here, we were over there, we were over there, we were over there, now we're back here where we need to be. And I don't think it's pacing either. I think the pacing was fine. I think where it went.
Yeah, I can see there's a lot of jump points.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
And they literally jumped all over the place.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't mean to do that.
I mean, James Gunn for everything he did in the first movie, and he did great in this movie as well. Yeah, I think he needs to pull it back a little bit. Yeah. Look, I'm no director. I couldn't edit this video. That's what he's for. So I'm not saying he's terrible. It's just
saying I'm terrible.
No. I'm talking about James Gunn actually. My boy's really good. What did you think?
I gotta say something about Ego Planet. I love the fact that we see his face.
Yes.
It's not right away. It's towards the end, and you see actual Living Planet, the face, and I was like, haha, that's dope.
Missing the goatee though.
Yeah, that's true. We did miss that. But I mean, for what we got.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
So, and I definitely agree with that. Like I said, the movie to me, it's a really good movie, but looking at the first one and this one, like I said, the flow and thinking about it, there's a lot of jumps. There's characters, and then we're here, and then there's another story here, and then all these stories come together at the very end. So it's a good movie. It's just not as great as the first one. And also, we were talking about the music.
The music was excellent.
Talk about the music a little bit and how it affected the story.
Good point. I'm glad you brought that up. In the first movie, it was more like he said when we saw it. It was more fun. Yeah. They're flying into nowhere, and you have some kick-ass David Bowie. You have a real fun come and get your love to begin the movie. It's just, and it made sense.
Yeah.
It really didn't have to do with anything about the movie, but it just made sense and it was fun.
Yeah.
This story, I think what solidified it for me was when they were going into Ego's palace or whatever you want to call it. That was George Harrison, My Sweet Love. Okay, My Sweet Love. He just met his dad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Great song. Great song. Actually worked really well, but it was a little too in your face.
Yeah.
Like, this is his dad.
Yeah. And
he's gonna love him, and come on, man,
the bond is growing. The bond is growing. Yeah.
Pull it back a little bit. Give me some Redbone. Give me some more David Bowie. And not knocking the soundtrack. Soundtrack's excellent.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, when we drove here after the movie,
jamming to it.
I'm jamming LEO on the way here. So
see, I was listening to Brandy,
which came back around.
Yeah. Yep.
That's another great example. Started as the love thing, and they're happy, and then at the end, when he goes evil, he's like, "Hey, my love is the sea."
Yeah. So that's true. That song, it starts out as like a very happy song in the beginning, and then at the end, it's kind of like, oh, there was a deeper, darker notion to it. And like you said, like the first one, the songs don't specifically tell you about what's happening in the movie. They're just like flow with the movie. Where in this one, I feel like it's like, this is what's happening. This is what you need to understand through the music. Like there was a very like you said, connection between the song and what's happening in front of you.
I mean, what does Hooked on a Feeling have to do with being in jail?
Yeah.
I mean, they're walking in shackles. Ooga chaga, ooga chaga. You know what?
You see what I'm saying?
It worked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this time James Gunn, if they were walking through, he would have been, I don't know. I mean,
Jailhouse Rock or something.
Yeah. I've been working on the Chain Gang.
Yeah.
So. But you take the good with the bad, and every sequel always wants to outdo the original, and I think James Gunn tried to do that, and he did. Mm-hmm. But that leaves a little magic. You lose a little magic when you do that.
Talking about the story, let's jump a little deeper into this movie. Let's talk more detailed spoilers, and let's talk about some characters. Who you want to start with?
Well, I think we should start with the main protagonist of the whole Guardians of the Galaxy.
Star-Lord,
Peter Quill. Peter Jason Quill.
Oh, yeah.
For the movies.
Peter Jason Quill.
Yeah. Not Jason, but Jason Quill.
Close enough.
I like his arc. I think Peter has really matured.
Definitely. For his character.
Well, coming from the first movie, he's matured immensely. I like what they did with him. How last movie was all about moms.
Yeah.
This movie's all about dad. And I like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the greatest movies ever are all about dads. Exhibit A. So, he didn't really have a lot to do. He was there. He was Star-Lord. He was the main character with not a lot to do. And when we dig deeper into other characters, you'll see where I'm coming from. That. Yeah. Granted, the third act, it was Kurt Russell going against Peter Quill.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, he's Kurt Russell. He might be Ego, but
he's Kurt Russell.
He's Kurt Russell.
It's Ego trying to be Kurt Russell. What it is.
Technically, that's exactly what it is. My question is, on Earth, nobody been like, dude, you really look like Kurt Russell. I mean, if this is an Earth where David Hasselhoff and Knight Rider are a thing, then Kurt Russell and Snake are alive and well. All right.
What did she call him? Your Husselhoff or something like that?
Oh, I have no idea.
There's a song about it at the very end.
Yeah, I have no idea what she called him, but the nerd in me knew exactly what she was talking about. It's funny, she said that, and I just see this red streak going back and forth. So Knight Rider fans,
you'll get it.
Yeah. Enjoy that comment. Other than that, Peter's Peter. I think the first movie was more of his movie.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this is a movie about him meeting his dad and finding out, that he's a Celestial and finding out that all these things that he can have, and it's not his movie. Yeah. I would say a third of it was his movie.
Yeah.
And then they just said, you know what? We know about Star-Lord. Apparently, because we met Ego very, very early.
Oh, yeah. Like, in the first, 20 minutes?
I want to say 20 minutes earlier than I thought we were going to meet him. And I thought we were going to meet him halfway.
Yeah.
Maybe a little before halfway. But nah, it's like space battle.
Ego.
Here's your dad.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's really, really what we have with Star-Lord, Peter Quill. I think we should get into a little Gamora action. What do you think?
That sounds good. Let's talk some green babes.
Green babes.
Green babes. The red highlights.
Can't go wrong with green babes. I mean, just ask Captain Kirk.
Exactly.
You know, he will vouch for some green babes.
Speaking about Gamora, though, I do think that we see her as a more powerful character in this one than we did in the first one. Not a whole lot, but there's a couple things that she does in the movie that made me think, like, okay, maybe there's understanding that she's stronger than what we seem to get in the first movie. One of the first things is Drax is hanging by a cable, and she's literally holding the cable and to the ship as they crash land. And the whole gun scene where she picks up the giant gun that was attached to one of the ships, and just picks it up, starts shooting and walking with it. I feel like in the first one we don't get to see her strength level or what she's capable of. You know, is she even in the very, very beginning, the giant other dimensionally rainbow shooting squid octopus looking thing with teeth, a bunch of them. You see just she jumps. It's something simple, but you can see how she jumped. It wasn't just jump, it was like a super jump. Something like, I feel like they're opening up to that in this one with her.
I have to agree and disagree.
Yeah.
And I agree we saw more of what Gamora can do.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's, you know, I mean, in the first movie, she's engineered to be the baddest assassin in the world, and we didn't see that. Or not the one in the galaxy, I'm sorry. And in this movie, she was more mom to me.
Of the group, yeah.
Well, obviously, she's female, but I'm saying just it wasn't the Gamora. I thought in this Gamora we were going to get, like, the Stone Cold Killer that all us Guardians readers love. You know, no emotion, no thing with Peter, just a Stone Cold Killer. Even though she does have a thing with Adam Warlock, but that's later. The Stone Cold Killer, and I think what we got was, no, this is a bad idea. No, let's not do this. Granted, every movie, every group has to have that moral center or that moral compass, or not even the moral compass, or just someone to say, hey, look, man, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I get that. But I think Drax would have been better suited to do that, just because he would have been like, hey, idiot, you're going to die, as opposed to, no, Peter, don't do that.
Well, that's the whole pushing towards a very emotional movie. This movie is all about emotional.
It really is.
Everything, like how you feel when you have a lost loved one, and it's not just Peter who's the one who's with the lost loved one. We get that from Gamora with Nebula. We get that from Drax, Mantis, Rocket,
everybody,
Groot, everyone in this movie. You get that whole feel like, there's a loss, and it's the whole emotional struggle that they're fighting, because they lost this person or whatever. And that's one of the things with this movie. It's a very emotional movie, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, I guess that's not what we expected from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think if you're going in, I agree. I think if you're going into Guardians 2 expecting fun and just let's have a good time, well, this is not your movie. Yeah. Still a great movie.
Oh yeah,
excellent.
Definitely.
It's a beautiful film. I mean, when they're on Ego's planet, that's just gorgeous.
Oh yeah, that thing is ridiculous.
I've seen it in standard. I've seen it in 3D. There's no bad way to watch this movie. So it's a beautiful movie, just like the first one. Yeah. I mean, that scene and I always harp to this scene because it's my favorite scene when they're flying into nowhere. It's just gorgeous, and David Bowie in the background. But anyways,
David who in the background?
And cut scene right there. All right. Gamora was. I think Marvel has a problem with writing females. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think because Black Widow's a stone cold killer.
Yeah, but I'll say, and also just sticking to this movie, Nebula, she's a badass in this movie.
But she gets soft as well.
That's true. That's the whole, again, the emotional tie-in she goes from being stone cold, I'm gonna slaughter you, to get over it.
I just wanted a sister.
Yeah, you had to win.
Yeah. So
that's true. I can see that. And they did the same thing with, like you said, Black Widow. She's this badass chick, but then emotional tie-ins, which I understand you kind of have to do sometimes, but you could do a little more subtle things.
I'm thinking in Marvel, you have to be green to get the hot opposite sex. I mean,
that's true.
The Hulk, I mean, Jesus.
Now, Peter Quill with Gamora. Let's talk Rocket.
You want to go Rocket?
I want to talk Rocket. No.
Let's go Drax.
Let's go Drax.
We'll go Drax because we're saving Rocket and the rest of the Guardians.
Yeah.
You know, Drax is Drax. Yeah. Drax is great.
Hilarious.
I love that filterless character.
Oh, it's beautiful. And you know what? I give it to Dave Bautista. He does a good job. Just whatever he's thinking is just boom. That's what he's saying, and it works perfect for Drax.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, when he's telling Mantis like, "You're ugly. You're hideous."
Yeah, you're hideous. No, people want a cute pet. Why do I keep you around?
Again, not a lot to do though.
That's true.
I mean, he was a good one-liner.
Yeah.
And he was the muscle that he was there to be.
Yeah.
And he was Drax. I mean, that's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, but see,
it's not bad. It's not good.
That's true. But adding on to that, Drax is a badass. His mission is to destroy.
You don't get
Thanos.
The name Drax the Destroyer by talking about rainbows and unicorns.
Exactly. You get that by riding unicorns and creating rainbows. No, but
no. There's a certain guy in a red suit with swords would be very upset with you right now.
No, but what I was trying to say is that Drax, yeah, he's still the badass, and he has his one lines and stuff. But in this movie, I feel like there's no actual fight scene where he was 100% necessary. Even at the end, they kind of get rid of him.
Yeah, they push him off world. They say, hey, you know what? Take Mantis and get out of here.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's literally one of the strongest characters. Mm-hmm. And you're about to have this epic fight, and then the whole movie overall, there's not a lot of actual combat scenes.
I think the only combat scene we saw was the very beginning.
Yeah. After that, it's a couple space ones, but no real usage of the characters you have. Like you have Gamora, who is the assassin. You know, she's supposed to be able to kill anyone, basically. You have Drax the Destroyer, and the last time we saw him do combat, he got his ass whooped by Ronan.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
You know, and
the big purple guy you want to fight?
Yeah,
you can't take Ronan.
You can't take Thanos. I'm just saying.
I mean,
it's the truth.
There's no way around it. You can't.
But like you said, he's Drax in the movie. He's Drax we got in the first one, just funnier. He has more lines in this one.
He had more to do.
Yeah.
And that's not really saying a lot because he didn't have a lot to do in the first movie.
Exactly.
And since we're talking characters, we skipped somebody because we're going Guardians. And we skipped Mantis. She's a new Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
But the other guy we want to save, though, so we'll hit Mantis now.
Yeah, let's jump on Mantis before we get into the other three.
The meat of the movie.
Exactly. Real quick, I don't know a whole lot about Mantis, and I know what he's told me, and she's a real badass, powerful character. And in this movie, doesn't feel that much of a badass, powerful character until the very end. The little glimpse of okay, maybe she can do something. You know?
I think she was here to push the story to say
the emotions.
We need more innocence because Baby Groot can take you so far.
True. We
need more innocence. She's very innocent. She. And when we first meet her, she first talks to Drax. She's giving this crazy smile, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm smiling." Not like that. You're not. Oh. You know. So I mean, she was necessary, very necessary, because without her, we don't get the ego buildup.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you don't get that.
Because before she you start seeing hey, I have to tell you something. You think Kurt Russell's just a great guy.
Yeah, you're just that's Dad of the Year right there. Get him a mug.
Yeah, and you're sitting there thinking where's the villain?
Exactly. To add on to that, they play catch.
Yes, they do.
They play catch. I mean, it's literal catch.
Yeah, I mean, there's... I mean, there's really nothing else we can say about that.
Yeah.
They play catch.
Yeah.
You think this guy's like, I want him to be my dad.
Yeah,
you know?
dope.
Jesus, damn. He's got his own planet. Some people like, hey, my dad's got he's got 3-4 houses. Oh yeah, my dad's got a planet.
Get it.
Yeah. So, she was there to give us a sliver of a doubt.
Yeah.
She was there to depower him in a way.
Yes. Yeah. That's the best way you could say that.
Because they gave you a glimpse, like, okay, well, go to sleep, and they're like, put a pin in that one.
Yeah.
That might be important later.
Might need that later.
Yeah. So, I get it. I like it. Not gonna really dig deep into comic book Mantis.
Because that's not really what we got.
No, but we got 20% of comic book Mantis. I mean, we got, because she is awesome. I could sit here all day and tell you about how awesome she is. There's so many characters in this Marvel universe that we haven't even touched on, and we're not going to touch on here. But I'm just saying, like, so whenever a new movie comes out and you get a new character, like Vision. When we got Vision, we were like, yeah, this is Vision.
Yep.
And then we got Vision. But anyways, so Mantis, she played her part. She will be going forward a Guardian.
Oh, definitely.
Because she was a Guardian in the comics. Let's move on before we get to the big stuff. Our cute, adorable stick.
Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
Adorable as hell.
Just a bundle of cuteness.
They even said it in the movie.
Yeah.
He's too adorable to kill.
He is too adorable to kill. That's James Gunn saying, not happening.
Yeah.
There's some things I won't do. Kill Baby Groot. I mean, I'll kill old man Groot.
Yeah. Not Baby Groot.
But Baby Groot's not going anywhere.
Untouchable right now.
Because you know how many toys he's going to sell?
Ooh. Just off the opening scene.
Oh, yeah.
Opening scene, plugs in the aux cord. Starts shaking the hips.
Tapping.
Boom.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
We're here.
And then, da-da-da.
Yeah.
The whole dance scene when everyone else is getting their butt whooped in the background.
Oh, what I love is how he hates Drax.
Oh, throughout the whole movie. He whips him like at least 6-7 times.
Remember, Drax falls into the stereo.
Yeah.
He's like, ah! Yeah. But at the end,
at the very end, he's like, all right, let me go to Drax. And he goes to Drax and knocks out on Drax. I'm like, all right, there's some love there.
Once again, he was just there to be cute.
He for one, he's not very powerful as Baby Groot. As Baby Groot.
Yeah.
Basically he was the mascot of the movie in this one.
And they literally called him the mascot as well.
And they did that as well. Yeah, they give him a little Ravager suit, and he's the mascot.
Which, like all kids, if anyone has kids, babies, they just want to be naked.
Yeah.
At all times.
And he did not like that.
He did not like that. I thought they were pouring liquid on. I thought he was going to get bigger.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's going to grow a leaf or something.
Yeah,
they're watering the plant, but it didn't go down like that.
Didn't go down like that because it doesn't go down like that.
Yeah, I know,
but I'm just saying, it
would have been funny.
Yeah, you just see a little. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, there's not really much to say about Groot. I mean, he saved the day. I guess we have to go Rocket.
All right, and I love Rocket. Real quick, we can say this: Rocket and Yondu were the most important Guardians of this movie, even though Yondu outweighs that by quite a bit, being
and
I think
you will hear about
the most important. But those two are really, we get a lot of just them.
I could have done with a Rocket Yondu movie.
Oh yeah, my favorite scene in this entire movie is just it's a great music, and it's just them two. Well, Baby Groot's there, but he's just chilling on Rocket's shoulder. But that whole scene is just beautiful.
Yeah, the camera pans down. You see the middle of the ship, and you just see that arrow just go and Rocket's sitting there like
blasting away,
looking at mirrors or looking at screens and just capping people. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I think Rocket, for lack of a better term, gained a soul in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we saw a little bit of it when Groot died in the last movie.
Yeah,
but this one, I think, let me take that back. I don't think gained. I think he gained and lost a soulmate, if you will, because him and Yondu,
they was like partners.
Yeah, because they were the same guy.
Exactly.
One just happened to be a cybernetically put together raccoon
or trash panda,
because that's way worse. And the other one just happened to be a blue guy with an original fin. Thank you, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Thank you for
he heard us
for the fin.
Yeah. And the fact it looked great. The fin looked fantastic. And
Wasn't overly big.
Yeah. It was just it fit the character of the movie, and also I really enjoyed the way that it wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade new fin. There was a purpose to getting the new fin.
It was a prototype.
Yeah, which Groot never got.
Which
he brought a toe.
He brought dirty underwear.
He brought a toe.
And dirty underwear.
Oh, and an eye.
But the eye's a callback from the first movie.
I need that guy's arm.
That guy's eye. No. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But Rocket, like I said, he was fun in this one. He becomes super close, become partners, him and Yondu. But then, he gains and loses, and we'll tell you why he loses in a bit. But he had more to do with the story than I figured Drax, Gamora, Mantis, because he steals the Harpy Larry batteries, and it's the whole fight between him and Quill, like the whole friendship battle, like why don't they get along?
Well, I'm gonna outdo you.
They butt heads.
Yeah, I'm like he said, we have to save him. Why do you have to save him? So I can rub it in his face
forever.
And we know that's
not true.
Not true, but
that's one of his walls that he keeps up. And that was also that very powerful moment when Yondu's just pounding it into him. I know who you are, boy.
Because you're me. He's building walls like an Attack on Titan. All right?
I haven't seen that yet.
3 of them. It's huge. Forget it. But yeah, that's all he did. I have to say, I really like where he went with this movie.
We get a lot of gadgets from him.
Gadgets galore.
Yeah, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I think when this is all said and done, everyone's gonna love Groot. Everyone's gonna love Quill and all this. But I think the heart and soul of these movies is gonna be Rocket.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it isn't now, but I'm thinking when it's said and done, it's a Rocket trilogy. Yeah, it really is, because I personally taken a liking to Rocket because I can be kind of an asshole as well. I love that. So there's parts that I see and I'm like, yeah, that's hilarious.
No. It's not that. It's that it goes, ha, I do that.
Yeah.
Or I did that.
Yeah. So I have a little affinity to Rocket. So so yeah, Rocket, great. Was the second best part of this movie.
Yeah.
Now we can transition into the best, what I feel stole the movie.
Definitely. Like I said, favorite scene is pretty much him. And it's
Yondu. I mean,
kicked ass.
And we saw it early.
Yeah.
When he meets Sylvester Stallone.
Stakar.
Which I just can't believe we saw Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, his last foray into being a superhero is I Am the Law, which was horrible, but it's still Rocky and he gets a pass.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, I want a seat at the table. He's like, no, man, Rocky, and I'm calling him Rocky.
Rocky, now. It's Stakar.
And Stakar says, if you think this gives me pleasure.
Says, no, Apollo.
Yeah, exactly. So we saw it early, and then we saw it again when they captured Rocket, and he's like, we're not going to give him to the Sovereign.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're not going to give it to the Sovereign. We're going to do. They're like, what's wrong with you? You let Quill get away with murder.
Yep.
So we see that, and that's when they start planting that. Oh shit! For lack of a better term, they start planting that seed where Ego might be his dad.
Yeah.
But this is the guy who raised him.
Yeah.
So I think Yondu. First of all, Michael Rooker is
fantastic,
great actor. I'm not a Walking Dead guy, but I did watch it when Rooker was on there, and Michael Rooker is in one of my favorite movies, Mallrats. Go check it out; you'll love it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's not a bad scene. There's not a bad scene. There's not a scene where he just chews up the whole room and just overdoes everybody. He is on point.
Yep.
And every time, like when the Ravengers are coming out and they're saying this and this, and he keeps it here where he needs to be and still kills the scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he plays a captain very well. You know, he doesn't lose control. He's just like
he does have that air about him where like I'm in charge.
Yeah, like bitches, please.
You know, for lack of a term, I don't know if it's his looks or the way they perceive him, but he definitely is the alpha every time he walks in the room. He's the alpha, and I think that might just be Rooker because in every movie I've seen or any show I've seen him in,
he gives that off.
He's the alpha. He's always the alpha. So, you take that for what it's worth. He really stole the movie.
Oh,
really stole the movie.
Definitely. From the beginning when we first see him, when we first meets the car, and then all the way through he's in charge, even when he's not in charge because of Taserface, and
which is a great name, by the way. I don't care what the movie says.
Taser. Do you shoot tasers out your face? It's metaphorical. Anyways, no, and like I said, my favorite scene, now I can describe it, is him and Rocket and Baby Groot, but Baby Groot doesn't do anything much. Him and Rocket break out. He gets the new Finn, and he's just wrecking every Ravager that betrayed him from the mutiny with the arrow, and it's just going through, and you see them, they're slow-mo, just chilling, walking, badass sound, just smoking them with the arrow. We get a cool thing. He knocks out the lights, and all you see is the red just doof.
That's another thing. Props to James Gunn about that, because Yondu in the comics is an archer, and they kept the arrow, but they just but that goes on to the first movie of me, but it was still nice touch, very nice touch. I would have never thought of that.
Nah, I would have been like, Yondu's gonna run around with a bow.
Yeah. So I guess we can go to. I guess we can call them villains.
The Sovereign?
Well, I'm just saying villains. I would say like the Sovereign.
That's what you're talking about, though, right? All right, well, you can
the Sovereign, and then a certain person's sister, and then somebody's dad.
You can say the villains, and we can start with the.
Well, let's start with Nebula.
Nebula, all right, and then we'll get into the Sovereign. But Nebula. She starts
where she left off, and I loved it.
Yeah, she started out as
a stone cold killer.
Thank you. It's her.
That's all she wanted to do.
Her Wu-Tang space style, like.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yes. Karen Gillan.
Fine.
Kills this role. This role.
She.
And if we have any Whovians watching this is I don't want to get the number wrong. It's one of the Doctor's companions, because I was gonna be like the 10th Doctor, but no.
He said 10, guys.
Yeah. But I'm probably wrong, and I hope I'm not. But she's a companion. She's but in this role as Nebula, if you didn't know who she was,
you know now.
She's an excellent actress.
Oh, yeah.
She kills this role, and I have nothing but great things to say about her. I want her to stay as a Guardian. I really do, because I think she would be that badass that they're pushing Gamora way away from.
Yeah.
Because I think by the end of this, Gamora's going to be Gamora Quill. The way they're freaking going.
Know what? I can totally see that in such a bad way.
Yeah.
But I gotta agree with that. I think if Nebula does stay with the Guardians, it would be great, because she'd be that. Because she's there, but she's not like the family member that they call themselves. They're a family, right? But she's the one who's there, just like, I hate you, but I need to do this, and I need y'all for that. So, like, she's badass. She's going to help just because she needs to, but she's never going to be like, oh, family, like, save you, and hugs and stuff. Like, Baby Groot, come here. Like, none of that,
I think the scene that signifies that the best is when they're at the funeral table before they throw Yondu.
Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, Yondu dies.
Spoilers.
You're just going to throw it out there. Yeah. Saving Quill. Just more spoilers.
When they're sitting there and they're all around, his deathbed, where is she? In the corner.
Yep.
Saying, I just need to ride home, man.
Yep.
I didn't like that dude.
I don't like any of you.
I don't like none of y'all.
And
the stick's cute, but that's about it.
That's about it. No, and once they start getting to like the real emotional part of that scene, you see her character. She's like, all right, and she starts walking off.
Those deuces, she's gone.
She's like, I'm done. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I mean, I got a ship. I'm out.
Yep.
So I mean, not a bad performance at all in this.
No.
You know, not a bad performance whatsoever. I think this series, this trilogy, whatever you want to call it, is cast extremely well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, from oh, you know what? Let's throw some props out to Sean Gunn. Sean Gunn, who had a lot to do in this movie.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's very true. I didn't even remember that he is very much involved compared to the first one. I mean, he's a key player.
I remember in the first movie, all he said was, "Captain's going to say stuff" or something like that. Remember that? Yeah. I mean,
and this one, at the end, it looks like he might be a guardian. Actually, at the end.
Well, yeah, he's calling Peter Quill captain.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, Sean Gunn. I mean, granted, nepotism is alive and well, and he got the job because his brother directed the movie, but
did a good job.
For all that, he did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
He did excellent. I think Kraglin.
Yeah, Kraglin. Sounds right.
You know, and of course he's a layover from the first movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, and you knew he was going to be in the second movie. And fun fact, he's the mocap for Rocket.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of hard when you have a scene where he's the mocap, and then he has to go and change, and be Kraglin. So,
yeah.
But you know, and sorry, I had to give him props because he just annihilated it.
Oh no, definitely, and like you said, it was something that if he didn't mention it, I would have forgot about. But he was definitely a key player.
Yes.
To this movie and the whole story, and you can see he's gonna stay a key player in the future movies.
He has to.
You know, one of the credit scenes, but we'll talk about that.
Maybe he's just the guy that flies the ship.
Touche. That could be it.
That's the way to keep little bro in the movies and make it work.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh yeah, your brother's in here again.
Yeah, it's more like Kraglin, you know, do it, make it do something.
You know, like at the end of when Yondu was like, hey,
yeah,
extraction, get down here.
Yep, opening the doors, flying the ship, all that. His suit.
We got a guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I know a guy.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna switch gears here a little bit. I know we were talking villains.
Yeah, we were talking Nebula. I think we covered her very well.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Overall, just great.
Great. Yes. Yeah. Yes. We're gonna do this in a little weird way. We're gonna go the big bad, and then we're gonna go the little bad.
Who's gonna become the big bad?
And then the little bad ties into
big bad.
Big bad, big good.
Very big bad, big good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about Ego, the living planet.
Kurt Russell.
What can we say bad about Kurt Russell?
Yeah. Well, like he did say, he looks like off the comics like Peter's dad.
He does look like Jason of Spartax.
Yeah, like what he's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So I give him that. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah. It was a good way.
Yeah.
To say, you know what? Screw you, comics.
Yeah.
We're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
But he looks really cool. So
yeah,
good job, comics.
We're gonna bring that over here.
Yeah. Even though Marvel has said that the comic universe is the comic universe and the MCU is the MCU. So in other words, Marvel's saying, look, fanboys, it's not going to be exactly alike.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have everything exactly like. We don't have time for that, for one.
No, we don't. No.
And there's too much to do. I understand that, but they make it close enough. I mean, and some of the changes are better. Example, Yondu's arrow.
Oh yeah. Great example, by the way.
You know.
Oh yeah.
But like we did say, Ego, he's actually, it's Kurt Russell. He did a great job. I do feel though, at the end we kind of get that whole every other villain like.
Marvel at his best, doing terrible villains.
Like, yeah, once it's the final, like, he's the villain and we have to fight him.
That's it.
It's not even a real fight anymore. It was just him and Peter just pushing each other back and forth while everyone escaped.
Well, it could be worse. You could have a dance-off.
Well, you know what? That dance-off was hilarious. I'll take the dance-off. It's a distraction. Turd Blossom.
If you get a chance, watch the bloopers of that.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm down, and he starts going to the running. Yeah. It's great.
And just imagine, bro. Come on.
Yeah. And they throw it to Gamora, and she's all like what?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
no. And one thing though, I give it to them because they can actually dance. Watching those bloopers and in the end credit scene, you see them dance. I love Gamora just.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
I was like, they get down. That's nothing to do with the movie. That's just awesome.
Ego was there to push the story, obviously, to have your antagonist the good dad gone bad.
Yeah.
Kind of a hypocrite. You know,
Yeah.
I'm searching for other life, but yet at the end, it's everything's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Well, whoa. You said this, and then you're doing this.
Yeah. Also, that whole blob thing spreading over the planets.
Only knock on the CGI I have on you, James Gunn.
Yeah, everything was fantastic, but that whole blob thing, for one, I was like, I don't like the blob. I think there was a better way of taking over the planet than just a giant blob. And it didn't look that good.
It looked like I was watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Yo.
Or Hydra.
If the whole the whole blob thing, at the last time we see the blob, see a blue Ford being pushed forward. And who's in the blue Ford, David?
Grandpa Quill.
Grandpa Quill looking old as shit.
Oh, yeah. He was in the post-credits as well.
Yeah, you see him doing the...
I really, like I said, I mean...
Other than that...
we're killing this movie because
true.
For us, this is killing it.
Yeah, this is murder.
Yeah, this is murder for the way we just. I love everything.
I love it.
Yeah. So as much as we're killing, because I mean, if that's your villain, I get it. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe Marvel has a plan that every villain's going to be subpar because when we get to Thanos, he's going to be amazing.
Fucking fool.
You know, I mean, we're talking in Infinity Gauntlet. You know, freaking the whole snap your fingers and
poof.
Galaxies and universes.
Bitch slap Cap.
Yeah. Bitch slap Hulk.
Oh yeah, but he break your neck.
Break a shield.
Touche. Yeah. So, but no, I can see that. I mean, they're all the villains are kind of just meh. Even though some of them should be more than meh. I don't know. Someone like Ultron. That's another
Is
point.
Ultron dead?
I doubt it. I think he's still alive.
I subscribe to the Game of Thrones thinking if you don't see him die, he's not really dead. And we didn't see Ultron die. All we saw was a big flash of light.
Mm-hmm. And Vision killed him.
Vision's gonna turn, but
we'll talk that.
We'll talk that. We'll talk that.
There's a whole theory behind.
We'll talk about that in 365 days. You know, but you know, I mean, he's saying it was a fine villain. It was
okay.
It was Kurt Russell being awesome.
Yeah,
which we expected.
Definitely.
And I have nothing bad to say about it. It could have been there could have been more meat to it. Because at the end of this movie, you could have called it Yondu and Rocket's Wild Ride, and I would have been happy.
Yeah.
You know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Rocket and Yondu's Wild Ride.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, but because that 30-40 minutes of just them.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and Baby Groot.
Wait, he's always there. He just doesn't do much. That's why it's those two.
So that's Ego.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Go ahead.
A lot of people might be thinking, if you haven't seen it already, Eagle's the bad guy. Yes, he is. Because the Sovereign, which we're about to jump into, are bad guys. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph it. Just because I'm bad guy doesn't mean I'm bad guy.
The Sovereign has a very, very, very good point of being pissed off.
Yeah, that's 100% Rocket's fault.
Yeah. Well, Drax had everything to do with that.
Yeah. The Harpulary battery.
The Harpulary battery. Ancillary battery.
Harpulary battery.
That's a Harpulary battery. But if you haven't seen it, you shouldn't be watching this first.
Yeah, I know. Let's go start there. Because we've ruined the whole thing for you.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I said this last time, Bruce Willis is the ghost. So I'm just saying, I hope somebody gets that reference. I really do. So we go into the Sovereign, and the Sovereign, as the trailers would have you believe, and everything else have you believe, that the Sovereign is the bad guy. And you know, the Sovereign were portrayed as accurate as you could. They're a bunch of gold douchebags.
Gold douchebags.
You know,
that was meant to be behind your back.
Yeah. And even Yondu says, he's like, some little gray chick who really thinks highly of herself.
Yeah.
So. Just right off, I'm sorry. The humor in this movie.
Oh, yeah. It's wonderful.
Classic James Gunn humor.
Yeah.
It's not like for a joke for haha. It's just like
it's a snicker.
It's not even that. It's something like, say, it happened, right? And I have something in mind. I'll get to it. It happened, and when you watch it, you're sitting there like, I wonder if that really. I mean, that could really happen. And the scene I'm talking about, they're in the snow and they're rolling out the carpet so she would, and it catches.
Yeah.
And of course, and she's doing her little.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great.
And the funny part is because they stop rolling because she has to fix it. Music stops, everyone stops, and it's just silence. And she's just, and here, padding.
We start rolling
and
again.
Start rolling in. Music pick up. You know.
Yeah, I mean, no,
one thing I liked with them was how they piloted their ships.
Remote. Oh, yeah.
No. That was straight Galaga.
That was Galaga. Yes, it was. You even heard it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It was wonderful.
I like the fact that I don't even know why I'm going to say this, but spoilers. In the very beginning of the movie, they said, thank you for saving our batteries from this, whatever, because our people are way too important.
Yeah,
to be killed.
Can't risk our own people. We put them in birthing pods, and they're perfect because we choose the DNA, and then we get the funny flirt scene with Peter Quill going, "I prefer to make them the old-fashioned way," and then High Priestess Aisha's like, "Maybe you can, for research purposes."
Oh, of course, research purposes.
For research purposes, you can show me your barbaric ways. And I was like, "Oh, she's dirty. She's dirty."
She's a great actress as well.
Oh yeah, she did a great job in this role, and I'm excited to see where she goes because we're gonna get more of her.
We have to. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
There's gonna be a lot more of her.
I really, really liked her in Man from U.N.C.L.E. So when I heard she got cast,
happy
as Aisha of all people. We'll get to that. Aisha's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
So the Sovereign,
more of a nuisance throughout the movie. Really, they weren't important until the end credits.
You know what? That's the best way to put that. More of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Because they were a nuisance when they stole the batteries. They were a nuisance when they were trying to kill Ego. They were just like
that tick that you just kept. Just get off me for a little bit until end credit scene. That's when they became very important.
Very relevant.
Oh yeah, like that.
They went from
0 to 60.
Yeah. All in all, I think with all the characters, the story, the way it's put together, and as much as we've said not the pacing, how it was a mess and all over the place. It's $10 well worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a great movie. It's one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's great movies. Not the greatest, but it's up there with being, like I said, top 5.
I'm thinking if movies keep going this way and our anticipation for Ragnarok is going to be this high quality, I'm thinking MCU's Cosmic is really going to outshine Avengers and that storyline. Granted, they're all going to come together.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Miss Marvel, or the Captain Marvel now.
Miss Marvel.
It's Miss Marvel because she's wearing a black onesie with So Miss Marvel. Ragnarok's going to be very cosmic. Obviously, the Guardians of the Galaxy is all about cosmic. So I'm thinking cosmic is really, really...
Maybe that's where they're going for Phase 4? Is it Phase 4? Phase 5?
I wouldn't... I think they're done with phases after the next Infinity War. I'm not a rating guy. I'm not going to sit there and tell you it's 5 stars or nothing like that. But I will say it's a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's well worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah.
And it holds up. I've seen it 3 times in 3 days. And each time, first time you watch, you're like, oh, I'm watching it. Second time you watch it, I'm like, let me see what I missed.
Yeah.
Third time, you're like, let me see what I missed again. So, but it's still enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
My test is, if I look at my phone during a movie, then I'm losing interest. Didn't look at the phone once.
Yeah.
Except for the end credits because I've seen them already. That's the only thing. Is the end credits... Once you've seen them the first time, you know what's happening, you know where it's going, you're just like, all right, cool, like, I'm just going to watch them again, but you know what's happening. And I got to give them that. There's no actual rating, but I think this movie's very rewatchable. It's a movie that if you see it multiple times, you're going to enjoy it every time. You know what I mean? There's some movies where you watch it once and you're like, cool, done, never watching that again. And I feel like this is one that you can throw in and you'll enjoy watching it over. Like the first one. The first one you can watch all the time. I can watch it right now.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So let's jump into the five end credit scenes. This is not the order they appear in the movie, just order of importance.
Yeah, I'd say that. Order of importance, that's probably the best way to put that.
Yeah. Least important being the first one, which is actually, I forgot his name. God darn it.
Kraglin.
Kraglin has the prototype fin, and you see him trying to whistle to get the arrow to function.
Like I've stated before, I've seen this movie 3 times, and what gets me is, where do you get that fin from? Because at the end of the movie, when you see Yondu's, going out into space and becoming one with the galaxy or whatever you want to call it, he's wearing that fin.
Yep.
So, but we'll pass over that just because it's an end credit scene. It's fun.
Yeah.
Kraglin's trying to whistle, trying to control it, and obviously he's having a
terrible
time.
Yeah.
Getting that thing under control. But
he actually shoots it into Drax's chest.
Yeah.
Second scene.
Second scene. Very enjoyable scene.
Oh, and I called it, or I think you said the same thing. I don't remember. He might have, but we said at the end of the movie or in one of the end credit scenes, it'd be hilarious if we saw exactly what we saw, which is
teen angst Groot. We're talking the teen who wants to go to the mall but doesn't want you to see his parents drop him off at the mall.
Yeah.
That's the Groot we got.
Yeah, you don't understand me, Groot. I am Groot.
I know everything. I'm 15.
Yeah. Not cleaning up his room. Playing a video game.
I don't do that. It very, once again, not vital to the story going forward, but
entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Let's jump to the third one, which I thought was awesome. I didn't expect to see that, to be honest. So it's the original Guardians. I mean, the one with Yondu and the bow and
the Guardians of the Galaxy 3000.
That's what they are?
Yeah, so the Guardians of the Galaxy 3000, which sold which didn't sell whatsoever. That's why but James Gunn has stated that is his favorite version of the Guardians.
Yeah.
But since it didn't do as well, they came back and went with the Star-Lord, Peter, Quill, Gamora, Drax, Groot.
More popular, more known.
Which probably translates a little bit better to screen.
Yeah. But I do give them credit, though. That end credit scene where you see them together and it's go steal some shit. Like, I have a good feeling they're going to be in future movies.
What got me was when they showed him individually, it didn't hit me until I saw Charlie 27, I believe his name is, Ving Rhames being huge.
Yeah, dude.
And I said, that looks a lot like Charlie 27. And then I said, wait a minute. And then I thought back to Rocky with things. I said, wait a minute. And then when they came together, I was like, oh, I'm an idiot because they showed us this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even the companion who's all glass.
Mm-hmm. Miley Cyrus did the voice of the sentient head or whatever.
Yeah.
I really miss you guys.
Yeah.
Like Miley Cyrus really. James Gunn's pulling all the stops. I mean, you got Ving Rhames, you got Sylvester Stallone, Michelle Yeoh.
Yep.
Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fame. If you've ever seen that, excellent. But I'm saying Michelle Yeoh, iconic actress.
Oh, definitely. Fourth one, The Watchers.
The Watchers.
We get the Watchers in this movie, and it's not like what could be the Watchers. It's off the page, the Watchers, hanging out with Stan Lee,
who, and I know you've heard this, I've heard this, could be the Watcher, but I don't see it.
I can see where the theory was born.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
But
I think he's an agent of the Watchers.
I could see something like that.
Because, maybe everybody doesn't have Heimdall's vision.
Yeah.
So the Watchers have to get people and say, hey, come back and tell us what happened.
Yeah.
So they're technically not watching, but they are.
Yeah.
My theory, I could be 100% wrong, and I've been 100% wrong, and I'm gonna be 100% wrong. So take that for what it's worth. But yet, like Joe says, comic book accurate.
Oh yeah.
When we keep saying MCU and comics two different things, they said
nope.
With the Watchers, screw that. This is what we're doing. They look like babies. They have Batman eyes.
They got the cross thing on the back. It's just Watchers. I mean, there's the Watchers, and it was very unexpected. I didn't expect to see them at all.
Well,
really.
We saw them originally in the jump scene.
Oh yeah, in the jump scene, which we also see
Korg.
Well,
or maybe not
the
Korg.
species.
Korg species, yes.
Yeah, there are two of them fighting.
We've also saw that in the Dark World.
Yeah. So and we'll see actual Korg in Ragnarok.
We will see Korg in Ragnarok.
But yeah, in that jump when they're jumping, that's when you first see the Watchers, and Stan is like, "Yeah, I was working for FedEx or something."
I was a mailman or
something like that. I just honestly I didn't expect him to see him in any movie. Honestly,
no, because I know this is 14 movies deep or 15 movies deep, but Iron Man 1 was very grounded.
Oh yeah.
Granted, it is a guy flying in a suit.
Yeah.
But it's very, I don't think we got into
the expansion,
weirdness and expansion until Cap and Thor.
Yeah.
Because granted, this guy turned into big green. The Edward Norton Hulk. It still was very grounded.
Yep.
As grounded as a comic book movie could get.
Yeah.
But and then we got into the Chitauri and the Avengers.
Yeah, and then
and
from
now,
there, just space and time, and we started pulling everything in. The final scene, which I think is the most important, and I know he's gonna agree with me, is we cut back to the Sovereign, and a specific Sovereign is the High Priestess.
High Priestess Aisha.
And the reason it's so important because, like we said, more of a nuisance during the movie, but in this scene is when they become major players in the whole universe, all MCU.
They went from nuisance to
DJ Khaled, a major key.
Yeah. They went from nuisance to being a perennial powerhouse.
Oh yeah.
Cutscene. She's sitting there. Handmaiden or whatever walks in and says, "Hey, the council wants to see you." And she's like, "Oh, they're really mad at me." And she's like, "Yes." And she says,
"Doesn't matter.
I've created a new being, new species, a new." And then
it's their step forward or step up in their evolution.
And the handmaiden who sold it for me, when she said, "Is that a new birthing pod?" And I said, "Oh,
is it now?"
And see, this is the nerd in me who doesn't catch everything right away. It's a birthing pod. Okay. Oh, I get that. And then the wheels start turning.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "Wait a minute. They're a nuisance. They're there so we know what they are, what they look like." Keyword being look like. Words being look like. And then she says,
"I think I'm gonna name him Adam."
Boom. Holy crap. What does Adam look like?
Adam is super pretty gold hair, sovereign looking mother lover.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say his last name will be Warlock for some reason.
I can see that happening.
I can see that happening.
I can see that.
So we get the introduction of Adam Warlock. Oh, we think is Adam Warlock, but
yeah. You're gonna name it. He's coming out of a birthing pod. He looks like you, and you're gonna say his name's Adam, and it's gonna be who in this universe?
Who else is he gonna be?
It's Adam. That's that important.
It's Adam Warlock. But like we talked about after we watched it, if you're gonna do Infinity War or an Infinity story, you have to have Adam Warlock. He's the only guy that can really go toe to toe with Thanos.
Yeah.
Not saying he's his equal, not saying he's less, but he can go toe to toe. He can, if I can put it this way, he goes toe to toe better with Thanos than say Thor goes with Hulk.
Yeah.
Because
Because
Thor, you're my man.
Yeah.
But the big green guy kicks your ass every chance he gets.
That Thor and Hulk thing. Thor's more of like a distraction. Like, yo, we need like 30 seconds. Go give us 30 seconds.
Yeah. But in relative terms, we can call Thanos Adam Warlock Canelo Triple G. So that's how big that is. So so seeing the introduction of Adam Warlock, and the thing is, James Gunn has stated that in the end of Dark World, when we saw the ether being passed to the Collector, and we saw that cocoon, a lot of people thought that was Adam Warlock. And see, James Gunn filmed that scene because Guardians was next, and he basically said, "Hey, I dropped the ball." Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be Adam Warlock, but it wasn't part of the story yet. Yeah. And he has stated he wanted Adam Warlock in this movie.
Yeah.
But too many Guardians.
Not really an end credit scene, but it's in the credits, and the whole circle thing. You see him dancing. It's the Grandmaster from Thor Ragnarok. A lot of Thor Ragnarok tie-ins.
I'm so glad you said that. I almost forgot. I challenge you guys to go back and see the movie, and at the very end, you're gonna see at the very end scene, you're gonna see a very emotional Rocket looking off into space.
Yeah.
And it goes black. Okay. And then you see Guardians of the Galaxy will return, and the font that it's in, it's lasers writing that down. Okay. Like we said earlier, put a pin in that. That comes up. Now, after you see that, go home, get on YouTube after you watch us, of course, and put on the Ragnarok trailer and look at that font.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not font. Maybe it's just
or the style, or
the style of very eerily the same. And I didn't think anything of it until we saw, like Joe was saying, we have these circles and people dancing and having a good time. But one person in there dancing is the Grandmaster, who has, outside of the Korg scene, or we think is a Korg species or whatever, we see the Grandmaster, and we're like,
why is he in this movie? Why is he in the end credit scenes? Other than that, there's nothing to do with Thor. He's not mentioned.
I think those are the two biggest Easter eggs of this whole thing, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Pushing the story.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm invested. I was there in 2008. Iron Man 1.
We all about it. Overall, great movie. Fun to watch. You'll have a good time and you'll enjoy it. Is it better than the first? No. But it's a movie you can rewatch and enjoy it every time you watch it. Seen it 4 times. He's seen it 3. It's a great movie. It's one of DC's, look at me, one of Marvel's better movies, but not one of their greatest. Top 5, fun movie, rewatchable as hell. Good time. Alright everyone, so we want to hear your thoughts, likes, dislikes, all that awesomeness down in the comments section. Please don't forget you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, like the page on Facebook. All 3 links are in the description box down below. Like this video, smash the subscribe, please share the video, we appreciate that very much. And as always,
we'll see you at the movies.